What is happening, gang? Good morning. Welcome to Pat's Pandemic Podcast. It's still the pandemic, according to the podcast. Let's see. Betty Carlson, that's my aunt. First on the board. Well done. Randy Carnes, Monday. Andrew Buzzard, that's my cousin. Good morning. Julie, Aaron, good morning. Aren't you at school? You have a day off, maybe. I don't know. Whoa. Got a bunch hit all of a sudden. Paula Scholl, good morning. Good dentist appointment. Oh, Karen Buzzard got to take the clan to the dentist. Good to know. I brushed my teeth this morning, so I should be good. Eddie Ambrose, that's my aunt, my good old Aunt Eddie, and Kathleen Beckett Napier, French. It's probably not. Good morning, Gretchen Blystone. Good morning, Sue Francis. Good morning. That's my aunt. A little bit of water help me hydrate. John Yao, good morning. Good to have you on the show from way out west. Moving that around. So I'm drinking water and coffee today. Oh, good. Cutting school. That's what I'm talking about. Just bust out to watch a little podcast work and then be like, I'll be right back. I gotta get some pandemic podcast people. So how's everybody? It's Monday. Totally Monday. Ruthie, that's HR's ma. Good morning. And Kathleen, oh, it is French. Aha, Napier. See, I got it. I can even say it Frenchish. So Frenchish. That one went down the wrong pipe. Whew, that was a good one. So so let's see what we had a beautiful weekend as far as weather here in Columbus, Ohio. It is Monday again, Paula. Did you ever get out of Mondays? Did you have all Mondays last week? And are you a weekender? Like, do you work? Like, when you have work lined up, do you just keep working? Are you one of those? I I'm not a good off switch. Like, I just work when it needs to be done. PPP mug this morning. I need to get one. Or do I still have one? I thought I gave it away. Maybe I don't. But I do love the PPP mug is awesome. If you haven't sipped some beverage from it, it's amazing. Good morning, James. Jim Black says it's 3/22/21. You darn tootin'. Paula Jack, good morning. So yeah, we had a super awesome weather this weekend. Like 65, 70. You'd have thought I'd have been out on a bike. I wasn't. I don't know. I still wasn't feeling great. I still got a little bit of this going on. And I need to get over myself. Just get out there and forget about it. But yeah, that's I did very little this weekend, which is okay with me. Mug is great. Heather Denham, good morning. Paula Jack, yes, good morning. Karen Buzzard, yeah, but what are you drinking out of that mug, Karen? That's what I thought. Let's see. Anybody reading anything good? I'm reading this book called Stillness is the Key. It's about forehead creases. No, just about focusing on what's important and not allowing all the other flotsam and jetsam of life to unfairly weight your attention. So focus on something that's important and don't worry about as much something that's not important. And I struggle with that. Like, squirrel, what? So let's see. Plenty. You got 11 miles up in the woods, Brian, with that brand new hip. I have no excuse. I even think you're older than me, slightly, but you're younger on everything else. You're chronologically slightly older than me, but you're, oh, I know. Get off my lawn. Brian's younger and has a brand new hip, and he's out there doing it. Oh, Hitchhiker's Guide. Yeah. That's right. I read those again, I don't know, about 10 years ago. I read them when I was in high school, and I read them maybe 10 years ago, and they're still great. I don't know if they apply to today. Like, exactly. So Julie Stover says, good morning and happy Monday. And you're darn tootin'. Good morning and a happy Monday. Both are important. And a DLB weekend. Man, you guys do it up right. You do it up right. 11 miles up in the woods. Now, is that one loop or is that one way? So like here in Columbus, we have 3 or 4 good trails, but they're all loops. So you have one trailhead and you come around. They're in that 6 to 8 mile range. One of them, you would love it. It's brutal. When I say brutal, all the hill climbers love it. I don't love it because I don't like to climb hills. Let's see. Jeremy Hunt, good morning. Hitchhiker's Guide, you're darn tootin'. Brian Fink, 42, exactly. Killers of the Flower Moon. Whoa. The Osage murders and the birth of the FBI. Interesting. That is really interesting. The Cat in the Hat. That is very good. I haven't read. So Jim, I haven't read the 5th book. That was the one that was posthumous, right? Is that how you say that word? It looks like posthumous, but don't you say it posthumous? It's one of those words that like I never heard it spoken. I've only read it, and then I'd hear it, but sometimes out of context, or I didn't really know what it meant. So it took me a while to connect those two things, but I believe it's posthumous. But I thought the last one was done basically fragmented from notes, and maybe some other authors helped, like tried to write in the style of what is it, Douglas Adams? Is that his name? Yeah. What a whack. Like, he's crazy and awesome. Like, to come up with that crazy world. If you've never read Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, it is just the apex of British humor and science fiction, kind of like just merged together, and the outrageousness of it. It's really, really, really well done. Cat in the Hat, Hitchhikers. Yeah, me too. Starting The Slight Edge this week. I don't know that one either. I've been doing a lot of audiobooks lately. But the one I'm paper book reading is all right. So let's take a sec. Okay. Single track, a lot of horse trails and go paths, 880 feet uphill, vertical change. Yeah. So the one that you would love here, it's called Chestnut Hill, and I don't know if it's 880, but it's several hundred. It's a couple hundred at least, but it's all in one section, and it's all like straight up. Douglas Adams. Yes, that's what I thought. I thought it was that. So yes, Jeremy, I did see the movie, and although I really loved the cast, the movie just didn't quite get it. They didn't quite catch it. Now, that is a monumental task to try to catch the madness that's involved with Hitchhiker's Guide. So, yeah, you got to kind of like start from one end and go through the other. That's kind of all right. So, does anyone see web novels this week? Web novels, fiction, The Devil's Son. Ooh, medieval version. That sounds interesting. One of your favorite books. Damn, you got to read. Yeah, and yeah, Jeremy. Like, it was okay. I really loved the casting. Sam Rockwell was great. Snape, the guy that played Snape, was the robot, and just, I mean, all of it. I thought it was just really well casted. Just didn't come together. Now, I'm not a movie review person. And I'm also not a that's the other thing, Jim, is they definitely try to spread too far out. They needed to just focus one book, move forward. So yeah, that's right. 230 feet. Thank you. And it's 9 miles. There you go, Brian. It's Scott, where do you get this information? I literally thought you sat around and just kind of do nothing. Just every once in a while, just throw some blop up on there. But it's turns out you look stuff up once in a while. Oh, the internet. I don't know the video game version, actually. Yeah, but yeah, the books were great. Books are absolutely great. Oh, I have to get a fence permit today. I'm moving a fence. I'm adding one section of fence onto my fence. Like, so instead of like where it ends on my property is beside the house. Like, here's the house. Fence comes to here. I'm gonna make it go to here. I have to go get a freaking permit to do that. I just hate getting permits for stuff. I don't know what it is. It's the it's the buzzards in me. Yeah, and actually, Brian, it's funny you mentioned that. It's funny we're talking about this because we were talking the show Peaky Blinders. I went down the rabbit hole on it. It's amazing, totally brutal, not family friendly, but awesome. All right, and in foul in all manner of foul, just a not nice group of not nice people. But you end up you love them. You're like, oh, the Shelbys, they're so great. But it just ended. And the fence permit is a thing. You have to pay $75 for you to add 6 feet of fence. Now, to my defense about the fence, it wouldn't matter if it was 200 feet of fence or 6 feet of fence. I have to get the same permit, but I have to get it approved by the committee of fencing committee, something, I don't know. But I felt the Hitchhikers would be in this new era of taking show or intellectual properties like books or comic books or whatever, and making them story, like the Amazons and the Netflix and the HBOs, all that. They're doing these long form versions of these instead of a 2-hour movie. Hitchhiker's Guide would be brilliant for it, but it's probably way licensed out. So like meaning somebody already owns it and they're not like the property to it, and they're in the head, they have no interest in it. Hugging a bunch of rattlesnakes. I was talking about rattlesnakes just the other day. A friend of mine is going on a trip out west, and growing up in Western Pennsylvania in the 80s, 70s and 80s. Yeah, there you go, squirrel. We knew timber rattlers were theoretically around, but I never saw or heard one. The Man Who Invented Christmas. That's very interesting. Steve Dietering is reading a book called The Man Who Invented Christmas by Charles Dickens. I've heard of that guy. Brett Wyford, good morning, buddy. Man, we got to get together and hang out and have some coffee sometime. But and I've talked about this before, but like in my travels with rock and roll stuff, West Texas, Albuquerque, Arizona, the volume of rattlesnakes that are around, like we got copperheads all the time, black racer snakes, all that stuff. See that stuff all the time. Actually, you don't see copperheads as often as you think you do. Like I see them all the time. Like, it's probably a snake there, but they're quiet and they are like invisible. They look like a pile of leaves that will murder you. That's a copperhead. Smells like cucumbers. That's nice. Looks like a pile of leaves and it'll murder you. But the out west though, there's rattlesnakes just like crossing the road. Like I grew up seeing deer cross the road. So the idea of hugging a bag of rattlesnakes. Oh, you said bunch and I was thinking bag. Yeah, there's snakes wig me out. This is not a snake friendly show, kids. Like we don't like snakes here. If you like snakes, that's cool. I'm just not a snake. I'm not a snake man. But anyways. Yeah. The thing is, I got nothing against them, but I just don't want them around. I don't know where Ben is at. Where's Ben is at? Scott, get on it. Ben is at. There's elk there and a rattler. Is that Northern Penn? I don't know. Northern PA. So Pennsylvanians, we say PA. We've talked about this before. Still not a snakeist. A snakeitist. Randy Carnes is clever. The show That Thing You Do. It's Elk Central. Is that in Pennsylvania though? I don't know where that is. I can't think of the name doesn't ring a bell. But that movie, That Thing You Do, it's above Dubois. Got it. Ugh. Mutual of Omaha, Wild Kingdom. I don't have wait, hold on. Let me get my readers on. You guys ever seen my readers? Oh, look at that. See, they're blue blocked. And I can see more better. Because with these guys, I have to do this to see that stuff. And I get tired of showing you my nose hair, to be quite honest. Yeah, I see it now. I know where it is. I know that area. I've been around. Let me see. Yeah, North Central PA. In-laws have rattlesnakes on their walls. One of your all-time faves. I don't know what that was in reference to, but that's all right. That Thing You Do. Yeah, it's actually a tremendous movie, and if I can say, it's pretty, although fictionalized, it's not too far from how the industry was, and honestly, kind of still is. That was, it's a good Sue. I knew you felt that way. Us buzzard folk don't care for no snakes. By Medics Run. I don't know where that, Karen. I don't know where Medics Run is. I can barely remember the roads around the house, if I'm being honest. Like you get off of Brown's Crossroads, I start forgetting stuff. I can still drive it, but I can't remember it. Don't know what they're called. But in That Thing You Do, this is the one thing I have no issue with the whole movie. It's all awesome. There's one thing. Steve Zahn, who is there's the singer guitar player, then there's the other guitar player. That's Steve Zahn. Super funny guy, great actor. They're being interviewed at the Texas or the Dallas County Fair or something like that. And he says, "We're down from Erie, Penn." And that line always bothered me because you wouldn't say, no one says Erie, Penn. If you're a Pennsylvanian, you don't say we're down from Erie, Penn. Be Erie, PA. I don't care if it was 1960. So, yeah. So Tom Hanks definitely played the role very accurately, very forward facing, totally like what a nice guy, but like kind of not warm and fuzzy. Yeah, the blue blockers. Gotcha. See, now I know where we're at. Captain Geach and the Shrimp Shack Shooters. That's the truth. I love that movie. Actually, now I'm gonna have to watch it. That movie does a great job of being such a time period movie that it aged well. Like it's always 1960 in that movie. Like it doesn't matter if you watched it in 2000 or 2010 or even 2021. Yeah. So me and Jim Buzzard and John Shoemaker went fishing up I didn't know, I couldn't remember the name of it. Is it Medics Run? Is that what it's called? We went fishing there. I hasn't been that long ago, less than probably 10 years ago, maybe. Because I know I didn't live here. We were at the condo. So, I hadn't had a fishing pole in my hand in 20 years, probably at that point. So we go fishing and get up in the middle of the night to go driving to someplace in the middle of nowhere. I'm like, oh my gosh, I still smoke at that time. At that time, I was still a smoker, I think. And I'm like, I gotta smoke cigarettes. I don't want to smoke in the water and blah, 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 blah. Oh yeah. Medics Run Hotel. Yeah, I do remember that. But anyways, this particular, if you've ever gone trout fishing, and sometimes it's definitely like all forms of fishing, sometimes they're just not biting. But this particular day, almost every cast you were pulling a fish out. Like it was like you could have thrown bear hooks in, and they were not Bear Grylls. I wouldn't throw him in, but you could throw bear hooks in, and you were totally catching fish. We were fishing. So let me justify that. Let me move that around. So yeah. So there we go. Pretty much we Mondayed. There we go. We made it. I'm proud of everybody. I got work to do, Everybody probably has work to do. Oh, it's there. Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. It's just one of those days already. So I'm probably gonna get a little more of this, slug some down, maybe take a Advil for my headache, and get to work. And I hope you do the same. Thanks for being here this morning. It is time for a refill, Scott. You're dead on about that. And when are you leaving? But maybe I should just finish reading it. I might miss a couple of shows this week, leaving Wednesday for Florida. I enjoy Florida quite a bit. Randy, which side are you going on? Or is it the whole way at the bottom? You don't have to tell us exactly where you're going. You can just text me the address and I'll just come there and visit you. I'll bring a guitar. I'll sing some songs once I'm feeling a little teeny bit better. I am going to try to sing some songs this weekend, by the way. I'll tell you more about that as it's coming to it. You guys are awesome. Yes, Randy, the Do Less band on tour. That would be great. Whoa, you going to the Keys, going down to see John Andrews? That'll be fun. Port Richey. I don't know where that's at. Scott, can you show us where Port Richey is so we can all go visit Randy Carnes? 18-ish days. Everyone's getting out of town. Florida's awesome. So my father's side of the family, a lot of them lived and still do in southern Florida and central Florida. Spent many, many times down there. And then generally, before the pandemic, our little family, we go down to Cocoa Beach, Florida, with the Gould family, and it is awesome. It's become my favorite vacation. What do we got? Hold on, let me get my readers. I can't see exactly. Port Richey. Oh, so you're north of Tampa. Okay. Yeah, I see it now. That's a great spot. When we were on tour, in Saving Jane, that band I was in, we would go to Destin, Florida all the time. We had somebody in our team that lived there, and they would put us up, and it was Miss Lisa St. John, and oh my God, she was just fantastic. She was fantastic, and still is, by the way. She was then and still is unbelievably fantastic. But she's an Alabama girl, and she lives in Alabama now. And I'm hopefully going to get to see her, actually, in a month or so. So, all right. Well, Julie, I understand you need a break. I also need a break. And I need to get to work. Randy's going to be there till mid-May. So everyone just make your trips. We're going to Port Richey. Randy's probably got lots of room. Bring a tent. Ugh. Snakes, though. Ooh, you can't camp in Florida, right? I'd do it for, if it was for Randy, I'd figure out a way. So, all right, everybody. It's been a good show. Thanks for putting up with me on this morning of weird. We're all over the place. Yeah, Brian, I was in a band once. I should probably talk about it to sometime. I've only been to the Keys one time. Now that you say that, I've been to Florida proper many times. Do Floridians consider the Keys part of Florida, or are they like? Is it a separate thing, or is it like Cleveland, like East and West? Is that East and West, or like Western Pennsylvania, East and West? Like, is that one of those things? Like, is it a separate, or are they together? Florida's huge. I guarantee they consider it all different. There's Southern Florida, East Coast, West Coast, or Gulf Coast, and then the Panhandle, and then Orlando. It's a separate country. Is it? The Keys aren't Florida? I'm embarrassing myself, probably. Well, geology was never my strength, and I didn't do well in algebra, so this explains a lot. Still not a scientist. That's true. All right, everybody. I love all of you. Thanks for everyone checking in this morning. You drove from Seattle to the Keys in 1993. Wow. That was some prime driving in 1993, dude. Whoa. That's a lot of 55 back then. Like, most of the country was still 55. Whether you drove that or not is totally up to you. You know, that's the truth. Snakes won't cross a rope. That's that whole cowboy thing, and that scares me. I think it's like, well, I'll just put a rope around my tent. Eddie, you'll have to not tell us sometime about the time the DLB didn't tour. All right, everybody. I love all of you. I haven't been outside. Do you have the weather pulled up? Yeah, you do. I'm gonna say it feels like, because it was super cold this morning, because I had the thermostat set down too low. I actually had the furnace off. Oops. So it was pretty cold. So I'm gonna say it's 45. That feels. Touchdown. That's a touchdown. We win. Toes in the water and swear word in the sand and maybe some cocktails in your hand. Good job. It sounds amazing. Let me know when that's going to happen. Yeah, an Army road trip. As I was thinking about that, I'm like, I'll bet that was were you in convoy? Is that that the right word? No, that's touchdown. That's a touchdown. We don't have field goals on this show. It's all touchdowns. All right. I love every one of you. Scott, you too. And, even you.